Come make a dinner for two with me for about $5. Here are the ingredients you'll need. I used half the bag of beans and some of the rice. You're going to want to pour your beans in the bowl and, of course, pick out the ones that are cracked in half and are split and ugly. Some of these were like dried and round and black. It was weird. Now we're going to cover the beans with water and let them soak for 6 hours to overnight. I got some baking soda because I heard baking soda helps soften them up a lot quicker than not using it. I don't know if that's true, but I've been doing it and I ain't been having no problems. And now it's time to season the beans. I added garlic, salt, and chicken bouillon. You can add garlic powder, onion powder, anything that you like or want it to taste like. If you can find some liquid smoke or some hot sauce, you could probably add it in here too. Just do whatever your heart desires. Dollar Tree does have chicken bouillon, but I had better than bouillon. So you're gonna generously cover it with water, bring it to a boil, and then let it simmer for 30 to 45 minutes until it's soft. This is what it looks like. And that equates to about 1 pound of beans or 1 can of red beans. Here I was trying to cut it at a diagonal, but that didn't really work. But I seared it in some oil till it was my preferred doneness. I probably could have cooked it some more, but it's okay. I set the sausage aside and then I added the beans back to the pot. When you drain your beans, I would recommend reserving maybe a cup of that water that you cooked it in so you can add it back to the pot. I cooked the beans and made the red beans and rice on different days. I didn't reserve the water, so I just added a cup of regular water. And it's fine because I'm gonna go and season it again. I'm a salty girl, so I'm adding more salt, onion powder, garlic powder, probably black pepper, and I made my own no salt, no spice Creole seasoning, so that's what I added in there because some people in this household can't handle spice, and it's not me. We're gonna bring the beans up to a boil in the simmer again, kind of like how we cooked it, but it's not gonna be as long. In this back pot here, I'm making the rice, of course adding salt, adding chicken bouillon, because we season our food over here. To make really flavorful food, you want to season every step of the process. You don't have to use the exact same ingredients, so I use the chicken bouillon in both the beans and the rice, and I use salt. You don't have to use as much salt as me, but please season your food. It makes everything taste better. So in this front pot, we're gonna of course bring it to a boil again. And we're gonna put the lid on for half the process, and we're gonna constantly stir throughout again to make it creamy. And then during the last part, you're gonna take the lid off so it can thicken up. And if it's too thick, you can add more water. If it's not thick enough and you added too much water, just take some away. It's perfectly fine. Just keep stirring it, and this is a trust the process kind of thing. It'll work out. This time, the beans will take maybe 20 to 30 minutes, which is just enough time for you to wash your rice and get that started. Now we're making the cornbread according to the package's instructions. If you preheat the oven before you start the red beans and rice, honestly, your food will be ready around the same time. Cornbread, red beans, and the rice. Perfect, hot, love it. I just substituted the liquid in the cornbread for the Greek yogurt whey we made, and there was no taste difference. It tasted normal, no big shocker. It's kind of tangy like the buttermilk is. And I just want to point out the multiple times through making this cornbread that I stopped to stir the red beans so they wouldn't burn, and also to ensure that it's the creamy, thick consistency that I want. And y'all, I used to eat my cornbread like normal, just regular cornbread. But after I saw they put honey butter and a little cinnamon in there, it changed the way I eat cornbread forever. Because I use the spicy sausage, the sweetness of the cornbread pairs perfectly with a little bit of spices in there from the sausage. And y'all, it takes it overboard. For a couple extra dollars, you can find those ingredients from the Dollar Tree. Y'all, this was so good. Thank you for making red beans and rice with me. Bye.